folks. Good afternoon for the second edition of Fun With Aviation today, out here at Prop Wash with Lanny, Parcell at Cowtown Aerocrafters. And we're going to talk about the airplanes that Lanny is standing in front of, which is a North American Navion. So why don't we just kind of do a basic walk around?
Okay.
And you can give us a little history on these airplanes. And part of the thing that we're looking at here today is that we may be inheriting one of these. We wanted to get an idea that what might be required to take it apart. So, Lanny, it's over to you.
Okay. Howdy, everybody. Little background on the Navion. It was like Jim said, it was originally designed by North American Aviation. The same designer that designed the P-51 Mustang designed this airplane. And so its lineage goes back to at the closing days of the Second World War. Everybody in the aviation business was, the contracts were all being canceled because the
Right.
war was coming to an end. And so all the airplane companies were looking forward to what are we going to do post-war with aviation.
Okay.
And so, the U.S. government trained thousands and thousands of pilots, and they're all coming back from the war, and they're going to want to keep flying, so everybody wants to buy an airplane.
Like the Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody shifted gears. Beechcraft, North American, Cessna, Boeing, everybody shifted gears to civilian aviation, and this is what North American came up with. This was going to be the airplane that was in every garage kind of a deal.
Okay. Well, the canopy's even kind of carish.
It's got a sliding canopy like the military airplane's got.
Well, it kind of looks like a 55 Buick or something like
Yeah.
that, too, a little bit. So.
But, so anyway, this was North American's first venture into non-military aviation. It's the first airplane they designed that wasn't for the U.S. military.
Okay.
It's got a lot of military-looking features to it.
Does it have any of the genesis of the P-51 or anything else?
Same guy designed it.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah,
all right.
It's basically designed. It's assembled just like a P-51. The wing, kind of getting ahead of myself, but the wing is basically two pieces that bolts together right in the center line, and then the fuselage sits on top, just kind of like a big model airplane kit.
Okay.
Which is the same way a Mustang's put together.
Now, we got a question here. Where did they do these? Were these done in Columbus, Ohio?
I believe they were out of Inglewood.
Because that's what North American was there, but I don't know where they built them. They built stuff in California.
Yeah,
North American built stuff
they came
here.
Out of Inglewood.
Okay.
I'm almost positive they came out of Inglewood, California, which was the original big North American factory.
Okay.
And then it wasn't really a big commercial success. It wasn't a big commercial success.
We got something going on here. Hang on, folks. The camera's got a mind of its own here right now. Hang on. We'll get it shifted around here where it belongs. All right, I'm going to hold it, I guess. So, all right, we're going to continue to march.
Okay. So it wasn't a big commercial success, and North American got some other military contracts, so they sold the design and the manufacturing rights to Ryan, which was just down the road in San Diego. And so they moved the tooling to San Diego. Ryan built more of them than North American built, and as that design started waning off and the sales weren't doing so well, they sold the design again to basically the employees.
Okay.
And they moved the assembly line, as I understand it, they moved the assembly line to Galveston, Texas.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard of that about that at all.
They built it, so it was North American. You find some of them that have North American data plates, some of them have Ryan data plates, and you have some of them that have Navion data plates, because they just called the company Navion.
All right. So there were two basic models, an A and a B or something like that?
Well, the only difference between an A and a B was basically the engine and the radio.
Okay.
And then when Navion had the factory in Galveston, they re-engineered it and made what they called the H model, which had a door.
Okay.
And they changed the shape of the fuselage so that you got into it like a car, or like a Bonanza or something.
Got it.
Allegedly, the whole canopy idea was hurting sales. People didn't like.
Was it really?
Yeah. I mean, if a doctor or a lawyer bought a Navion, he's going to take his wife on a trip and she's wearing a skirt, she's got to climb over the side of the airplane to get in.
Yeah.
It wasn't very popular, and the Bonanza was outpacing it.
Got it. Okay.
So the company Navion they made an airplane they called the Rangemaster, which is a cabin version of it with a door on the side.
Now, the Army Air Corps used these as L-17s?
Yeah. It was actually the U.S. Air Force by then.
That's right, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
and they used them in Korea. And we know from our forward air control history that this was actually the first airplane that was used in a full forward air control or FAC-A role, but it was only for a very short period of time, a couple of months, and then they decided to move on to other airplanes like the T-6. And
they used a lot of stuff in Korea for a lot of things. I mean, basically, when the Korean War broke out, they weren't really that prepared, and they basically hustled everything in the region to Korea.
Right.
So the L5s and the L-17s coming out of Okinawa went to Korea and got pressed into service, into combat roles, basically.
Well, this is a kind of airplane that was MacArthur's airplane.
Yeah.
And he landed one of them on an aircraft carrier. There's pictures of that. So they've got a really great lineage. They weren't all military airplanes, though, were they?
No, they weren't. As a matter of fact, I think there was more of them civilian than there ever was in the military.
So what engine does it have?
Well, originally it came out of the factory with a 185 horse Continental E185 is what they called it.
Okay.
And then the factory started building them with two of
Okay.
Basically, and then after Navion started building them, they were putting 0470s in them with 260 horsepower.
Okay.
That's about the biggest engine. There was a Lycoming and a Continental that were 260 horse. Nowadays, there's a Colt out there for everything. Well, there's a big Navion Colt, and they're putting the IO550s.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Horse,
okay.
3-bladed propellers and trying to speed them up. It's inherently a slow airplane.
Yeah, I've heard
by standards.
Yeah, I've heard you can put any kind of mods on it. Do you want it's only going to do 140 knots, something like that?
Yeah,
so.
It's about, and it's basically because of the wing.
Oh, okay.
Originally, it was designed by North American for anybody to be able to fly it.
Okay.
It's very docile airplane. It's very smooth riding.
Yeah.
Because you can see the dihedral in the wings.
Right.
That makes a real stable airplane in flight, rough air and all that stuff.
Well, why don't we walk around it a little bit and maybe point out some things. Like you said, we may inherit one of these and we may need to disassemble it. So it's our understanding it comes apart kind of in two big pieces.
Like I was talking about how stable the airplane is and how a good slow flight performer it is. If you can see it in the camera, the wing's got a big undercamber.
Let's see if I can get a... Oh, yeah, I can see it from here. Yeah, they can see that.
Yeah.
They can see that. Yeah.
So most wings that you see, they're a lot flatter looking on the bottom.
Right.
This one's got an undercamber on it that keeps this wingtip from stalling.
Okay.
So the ailerons are effective all the way till it breaks over. The wing can't keep the airplane flying anymore, but the ailerons still work.
Well, that's nice.
Did that. But the downside is that's why it won't go any faster.
Okay.
Because you can put all the horsepower you want on the front of this thing. It's only going to do about 150 knots.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
About the most it's ever going to do. Where a Bonanza, for example, what's the terminology for the airfoil? It's airfoiled on the bottom like it is on the top.
Okay.
Laminar
flow.
There's
Yeah.
a laminar
Okay.
flow wing on a Bonanza, and you put 350 horsepower on a Bonanza, you're 125 miles an hour. It go a lot faster. You can't drag this wing through the air any faster.
Okay. So the wing is the limiting factor on this one.
That's right. And nobody ever changed the design of the wing. All the different companies have had.
Okay. So
like I was saying, if you squat down, you can see that plate on the bottom, right on the center line. It's got all those bulbs in it.
oh, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh yeah.
So there's a left wing and a right wing, and they bolt together on the center line with that flange right there, and there's another one on the top
Okay.
that's inside the cockpit underneath the interior.
So then it's 3 main pieces, or 2 if you've got something big enough to transport the wing.
Right.
Okay.
So you jack it up, retract the landing gear, take the interior out of it, undo the bolts that hold the fuselage to the wing, disconnect all the control systems everywhere, because the cockpit's got a wheel.
Okay.
So the cockpit's got a yoke, and that's got cables that run down the bottom of the fuselage through the wing and then back to the tail.
Okay.
So all the control surfaces have to be disconnected. All the cables have to be derouted.
All right.
Because they route through the wing. And then you take the fuselage off. Now there's nothing to set. You got to put a fuselage into some kind of cradle.
Cradle is something, yeah, because all you've got is the nose gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have a 36-foot long trailer to move the wing, then you have to split the wing in half, which means taking all the control surfaces and the flaps
and all of those bolts that have not been apart since 1946.
Right.
Yeah. We've done some of that.
Most Navions have not been disassembled. So when you go to disassemble one, it's probably those bolts were put in by the factory, and they built them from, trying to think, 46 as this configuration with the canopy, from 46 to 53.
Was it that long? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when Navion was building the Rangemasters, they built those all the way up into the late 60s.
All right. Can we show them the cockpit? They're going to be able to...
It's all disassembled. There's nothing in it right now.
Okay, but they can at least see up through the window and see what's...
Yeah.
Okay. We can at least do that much.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm updating the panel, so it's a train wreck in there right now. What the cockpit looks like. It's got the big sliding canopy on here. Yeah, I can open that up. The fun thing about a Navion is it's got a big, roomy cockpit cabin.
Yeah.
You get into the cockpit and sit down and adjust the seat where you can reach everything. It's almost like sitting in a lazy boat. You got all this room.
Yeah.
You got armrests on the seat. If you get into a Cessna, for example, your shoulders are rubbing the shoulders of the guy that's sitting next to you.
Well, it's a 4-place airplane, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
know.
It's an honest.
I've flown them before. It actually reminded me a lot of the 57 Buick that I had. I mean, I'm sorry it did. So. Okay. Well, we'll go with you so they can kind of see around the airplane here. Sorry about the unsteadiness of the video, but for some reason my gyro decided to not cooperate today.
This is kind of another unique feature of the Navion is you mount the airplane from the front.
Oh, okay.
Most low-wing airplanes
You come up from the back. Yeah, and that would be a big step.
There's a step right here, but it is. You can see if you had ladies in dresses, it's not a very elegant way to get into the airplane.
Okay. And there you can see a little bit more about what it looks like in there. The big wheel.
Yeah, I'm redoing the interior and the instrument panel right now. So this is the original configuration of how this came out of the factory.
Okay.
The instrument panel is basically in the center.
Gotcha.
And it had glove boxes and switches and stuff on either side. But they didn't have much in the way of radios back in those days.
Right.
And so I'm upgrading it with a center stack of radios and making 2 separate panels with the engine instruments on one side, the flight instruments on the other side, and the radios in the middle.
Pilot, co-pilot.
Yeah. And that way, because the way you fly this airplane, the throttle's in the center.
Right.
And so you're basically using your left hand to handle the yoke, to fly the airplane, and your right hand's using the throttle or
just like an airliner.
Yeah. Well, when I got this airplane, they'd taken the glove box out and putting radios in the glove box, so you had to change hands to play with the radio. And I hate that when you're flying, to actually have to let go of the throttle, hang on to the wheel with your right hand, and then do something with the radio, and then switch back hands again. It's not very ergonomic. So.
I've got something here that I can't quite read because of my sunglasses, but it's he's talking about being in Inglewood, California.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's where we'll pick up on that comment later. Let's see, how much the airplane weigh, do you think?
It's about 2,100 pounds, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can put 4 people and 150 pounds of baggage in it.
And
this airplane's been modified. Originally, it came out of the factory with just a fuel tank in each wing that are hooked together to a header tank. So you basically just had on and off for gas.
Okay. What kind of legs?
It carried 40 gallons of gas. And
All right.
The original airplane burned about 10 gallons an hour with
Okay.
185 in. So you had about 3.5 hours of
Okay.
flying with 30 minutes of reserve.
So maybe 500 miles?
Yeah.
Perfect.
This airplane, when they started upgrading them, this one's got an extra 20-gallon fuel tank in the fuselage.
Oh, it does?
So it holds 60 gallons.
Okay. Nice. Well, I can't think of much else that gives us an idea if we're going to take it apart. Gives people a chance to take a look at them. I always like these airplanes. It's just something about the lines and stuff. They're kind of a classic design.
Pretty airplane.
Yeah.
And they're really pretty popular for somebody that's interested in vintage airplanes and wants to get into it. These are actually quite hard.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They've never really gotten to be, because you can't get into them very fast.
Right.
They're not as popular as, say, a Bonanza. So they're on the market these days with the original low horsepower engine. You can get them for a little under $40,000 for a flying airplane.
Which is not bad at all.
It's not, yeah, you can't buy a Cessna 150 for that.
Plus, the nice thing that I thought when I was looking at these and the Swifts is they've got a community that supports them.
Oh yeah, there's the Navion Society is
Yeah.
what they call it. So there's a big club, type club kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you don't have anything else, we'll call it a day here. This is kind of a bonus one for everybody today anyway. We didn't get to bring the F-16 out here today. My understanding is they're going to try to move it tomorrow. I'm not certain we'll get video of that, but we'll try. But we'll certainly be back out to visit Lanny and his crew once the 16's out here. So thanks, Lanny. Appreciate it.
All right.
So from Prop Wash and Cowtown Aerocrafters, this is Lanny Parcell and Jim Hodson. Thank you.